in this video, we will be making the world map to our RPG game. So first I will start, in the last video I forgot to add a crouching mechanic. So that's what I'm working on right now. I just imported some of the crouching animations from the Mira starter project, and I'm working on the blend space, just as simple as the other one. Just doing all the basic stuff, the transitions, the setting up the variables, but we need to make an input action for it, so just enhance input action, I crouch, and left shift, I believe I set it to now simple crouching mechanic. I I've decided that this game will be called The Infamous Warrior, and the backstory is a little bit complex of our main character, but I have decided that this guy used to be a guard of the king. On our in our world map will be like a country, I guess you could call it, and it has this. It's a kingdom, and there's this king, and our main character was a guard of the king. But the backstory is complex, and I can tell you about it. I want to talk about it in this video, but yeah, so I can tell you about it in the next video, but it's not the topic of this video. So uh, yeah, there's the um, oh, so I remember what I was going to say. My brain didn't work for a little bit. Um, so I decided you will start on a small island off the coast of this country, and you will have a friend there on that island who will help you escape from the king, which is ironic because I just told you that he was the king's guard. So he was the king's guard, but now he's exiled to an island, I guess you could say, but not really. Oh, and here we go, working on the map here. I had yapped so much that I forgot to talk about the crash. Um, but that's okay, because the world map is the focus of this video. So, this took me quite some time, so um, I can just skip to the part where it's fully flattened out, I guess you could say. Good. So, um, yeah, I'll do that so you don't have to bear the pain of watching me fill it in this entire time. There it goes. Fully filled in magically. And now we can start working on the outlines of all the mapping ranges. I've already drawn up this map. So, oh, good. Okay. Um, there's that mountain range done in a flash, I guess. It did not take me that quick. Um, this whole thing is sped up by like 16 times the real speed. So, if you were wondering how I did this so fast, I did not. That's my answer to your question. So I'm now just testing if I was just testing if the mountains were actually climbable, because in Unreal Engine, like if you're trying to make a mountain and it's just too steep, the player will just fall, and it'll just stop walking and start slipping down. So I'm trying to flatten it out so that won't happen. Because that will be kind of annoying if you're trying to play the game and you can't walk up the mountain. So, yeah. there, okay, I guess I finished those ranges, and now I'm just smoothing out the shore, which is weirdly steep, by the way. I tried my best to fix it, but I couldn't figure out how. So, okay, with more work on that one mountain range. I did pretty good on the other one, but this one splitting this right side and the left side didn't work out very well. So, I mean, I couldn't figure out how to help with the slipping down problem, so I just decided to try and make a path that even the player can follow, which did work out pretty nicely. Yeah, so just including that one. And the mountains on the very edge of the world, I don't plan on making crossable. So there, I'm just adding some new parts to the terrain because I noticed that on the little island you can see that the mountain's just cut off and it doesn't actually look realistic. So I'm just changing that up so it looks better. And now we can just add some noise, which is just random raising or lowering of the terrain around the mountain so that it's more gradual, even though it's not very gradual at all. And we can start adding some noise for the normal ground, which is just a little bit less as just some small hills and stuff. Trying to flatten it out because these parts I want to be like a plains, and the plains aren't very hilly, I guess. So I'm changing up the coastline a bit, I guess, and now we can start working on the landscape material. So I have imported some of the Unreal Engine Marketplace, which I can which I can list in the description. And so I tried using the landscape material that was given, but it didn't have all the materials that I would have liked to use. So I just decided to try and edit the one that came in the packet. But um, I decided that wasn't going to work out very well for me. So I just started from scratch, bringing in the sand texture, which was imported, and then using some textures from the starter content. And I tried I plan to have some rivers flowing down from mountains, and I thought that would be quite difficult to make, so I decided just to try and make a water texture that I can paint onto the surface, which did end up kind of working, but it didn't look the best, but that's okay, because this is just a hobby, and I don't need it to look the best. Yeah, the landscape material already done. Just need to apply it, add up all the layer info, and paint it on. So now I'm just testing if the water looks good, which it didn't. So I had to change that later. And now I should have put the grass on first, but I decided to put the sand on top. And I have to paint on the grass, which is most of the land. And now just a gravel section for the transition into the mountains. And I'm trying to change the tile in here because I thought it was way too small. It didn't look natural. And I ended up getting it, but I was still actually no, it's pretty good though. I don't mind that. Just a little bit delusional. Trying to change the more and there. But actually, I guess I'm not as delusional as I thought. But that looked pretty good. And there's the textures, the grass, and there's a desert section. I actually turned that whole left side into a desert because I thought that tiny bit of desert for this whole map didn't work out well, or didn't feel right. So there. I tried adding a little mountain a single mountain onto the island, but it didn't work out. It didn't. So and there I added some foliage, some trees, and some rivers, and that's it. That's the whole video. It's very loud because of all the trees. You can see the rivers, you might see the painting, and I think that's all for this video. Goodbye.